Hey, welcome back to Wolf's Watch. Wolf here. Here is another impromptu. Hadn't planned this, but today we are having. I do talk occasionally. We're having adventure 10 of 52, and I'll show you why. Down in the Newport area, I probably saw our business spotlight that we did earlier, and on the way back, I just thought, you know what? Take a different route back to the interstate, going to explore a little bit, and here's what I found. You can see behind me a little bit here. Upper Newport Bay. There's a huge park here. We're near the Marion William Youth Interpretive Center. You can see some of the water in the blue area back there. Get my mug out of the way. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Hear the wind blowing? And it's just a beautiful spot. There's hawks. There is all kinds of stuff to see. I'm standing on a rock here so you can get a little bit more of a view. Looking back that away is where the water's at. Hope you can see that. And this is just one of those Adventure 10 of 52 impromptu. And just wanted to ask, how often do you take the long way home? Take a different route or stop and take a minute to appreciate something that just makes you kind of go, wow, isn't that cool? I was driving by, I drove all the way up. Let's see how we're doing here. So over here, you might be able to see some of the cars. So I drove all the way along this bridge, this bluff, and the view was just beautiful when we got around the corner. So I turned in, parked and stopped just to sit for a few minutes. But sometimes an adventure is just a few minutes to be able to stop and say, and get grounded and connected to the world around you. So bear with me while I'm jumping back down off this rock, and I'll show you what I've been standing on. Fortunately, I've always got my boots on. So here's the rock that I was just up on, pretty substantial. And I'm wearing my boots that I bought originally for when I'm on stage, but we're not on stage much, so I'm out hiking. Now I love that sound. Hear that? That crunch. Being out in nature makes a huge difference. I'm walking over to one of the signs so I can share with you what this place is like. I was reading the signs. Somebody wrote a song about that once, didn't they? Can you see the signs? So check this out. Nice little map that explains the area and whatnot. And here's some of these. See butterflies and hawks and birds. So sun's at an odd angle here. Do you take time? When can you take time? Can you take 5 minutes or 15 minutes? I don't have time to stay here very long, but it's long enough to connect with this area and go, you know what? I'm going to come back here sometime, bring my hiking shoes with me, and go for a walk. Because there's some walking. If I can get this in camera for you, back this way is the beginning of a pretty substantial trail, as you may have seen on the map that I just showed you. And it goes along both sides. And you got this huge preserve here. If you're in Southern California, stop by Upper Newport Bay off of Irvine Drive. Beautiful, beautiful spot. What are you doing today to stop and connect? It's been a pretty crazy year, right? We're almost to the 1-year anniversary of the 15-day shutdown for flattening the curve that has now turned into, oh yeah, we're still a year and going and we're not open yet. So that creates its own challenges. For you personally, what are you doing to stop and connect? This ties into leadership from the standpoint of you need to be centered. You need to be connected to what's going on around you so that you can better serve the people around you, so that you can be a better leader for the people that are depending on you to do that. If you're not centered, if you're one of the ones that panic, what happens? If you've been watching any of this for any length of time, hey, we got someone joining us, and I'm sorry on my cell phone, it's too small. Let's see if I can make this out. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Leave your comments, because I will comment back with you when I'm back in the office. So how are you being centered? Because if you're one of the ones that panic, what happens? Right? The ones that panic get eaten first. So put your hiking shoes on, come out, find if you can't come down here, find a place like this where you can be out and you can hear that sound. The crunch of the ground under your shoes. We're not walking on concrete, we're not walking on asphalt. where you're actually walking in the soil. And you know, this is a hard packed trail, it's prepped. You're not going to be breaking trail here. So the gentleman who just walked by us, it's going along. You can hear his shoes. It's that sound. It's the being in nature. It's around the birds, being able to watch the hawks soar, being able to watch the butterflies come around you. You know, they're lightening the flowers, watching the birds. You know, you may think that's hokey, but I'll tell you what, try it. If you don't think that's hokey, you know what I mean. When's the last time you got out? And what can you do? If you're very likely, since so much of the U.S. has been, you know, hammered with cold weather right now, we've got a warm spurt going here in Southern California. You know, the kind of day that's just designed to make everybody else totally pissed off at Southern California. And you know, we've got a rainstorm that's coming in a couple of days here, so I'm out enjoying it. And I just thought, you know what? If I'm not taking advantage of what's around me and being grateful for it and connected to it, then I'm really not liking where I'm at, whether it's Southern California or any place else on the planet. So they ask you, what are you doing to create those moments where you're connected and grateful for what's around you, making the best of it? You know, even if it's sitting in the window watching the snowfall for a while. I remember I grew up in the Midwest. Remember how beautiful the snow was? A treacherous pain in the butt to shovel. Remember how beautiful the ice was on the trees? Dangerous, caused all kinds of traffic problems. Sometimes had trees crashing, you know, into roofs. We experienced all that, and I totally understand. Where can you find the beauty and the centeredness in all of that? So I'm going to go get back on the trail. Thanks for joining us for another Wolf Watch, and I will see you on the trail. Hear that? Sound of that crunch. We'll be seeing you soon as I search for the off button. There we go. See you on the other side.